Hello everyone, Digfig here and welcome. Today, instead of playing Insurgency Sandstorm, I'm actually going to be reviewing it. For those that do not know what Insurgency Sandstorm is, it is a first-person shooter with 3 game modes. You have a co-op mode where you fight AI, a versus mode where you fight other players, and a try-hard ranked mode where you try and climb a leaderboard and be the best in the damn world at this video game. Now, me personally, I bought this game because I was looking for a co-op first-person shooter that wasn't super arcadey. So this review is going to focus mostly on the co-op side of this. I have played the versus mode, and it's fairly good. It's not my thing, but for some people it is, and I hope you guys enjoy that part. Now I'm going to start off with the visuals and the graphics. First thing I want to mention is this game supports ultra-wide, which is wonderful, because there's been a few games lately that don't, and it's really obnoxious if you have an ultra-wide monitor. Now for the graphics themselves, the game is pretty damn good looking. Some people say it's a little dated, and I can see that kind of in some of the design and the building textures. But in general, the lighting and the particle effects completely make up for it. It makes the game actually a pretty amazing and beautiful experience. But the thing the game really excels at is the particle effects and the explosion effects and that kind of stuff. I can't rave enough about this game when it comes to like bullets flying through the wall they're hiding behind, and the particle effects and the dust coming down, and that happening like 30 times a second, causing like this haze, making it harder to see, and it just gives a really good sense of urgency and holy crap, I'm actually being shot at, which this game excels at. I'm going to say that a million times this review because I just can't get over how chaotic it can be in this game, being shot at by these guys, and hearing it, and the visuals are astonishing at portraying how terrifying and exhilarating it can be to be in those combat situations. One little side thing I want to mention is that the settings are done wonderfully in this game. There's tons of options, tons of customization, the UI and the visual part of it. You can actually tailor it to what you exactly like to play, and it's very nice, because some games recently have not been giving us those options, and it's killer when you're used to them on a PC. Now let's talk about the gameplay and the progression system. The progression system in this game is 1, there's leveling, which just shows people how much you play and ups your rank. And 2, every time you play a match, you get some currency. There's no way to buy this currency. The only way to get it is to play it, so you don't have to worry about that in this game. But that currency is good for buying new cosmetics. That's all it's good for, to make you look like a badass while you kick ass. And as it currently stands, you can buy headwear, eyewear, gloves, shirts, pants, boots, and camos. They're reasonably priced. It's not an absolutely absurd grind to get 1 or 2 outfits. If you want to buy everything, that's quite a bit of playing, but it's not too hard to get, which is really nice. You can also customize your character in this game, where a lot of games like this, it just gives you a character model and that's all you get. So that's nice that you can change the skin color, the head, the face, eyes, and the hair, all that kind of stuff. It's really nice, just a little added touch that they did that they didn't have to do. Now let's get into the gameplay itself for co-op. When the co-op match starts, you hit the play button, you go into matchmaking, it throws you into a group, and then it throws you into a match. And if you're there at the beginning of the match, you drive up in a truck, you dismount, and then the match actually starts. Now the gameplay loop is as simple as either capture and hold, or destroy an object, and you do that 5 or 6 times on a map, and then your team wins, or you lose if you fail by everyone dying. Now for in this game, when you die, you do not respawn until your team completes an objective. So that adds a little incentive to not just play like a crazy person in Call of Duty, because you don't want to die and just have to sit there and watch your squad mates. There's no fun in that. You actually take your time to clear rooms properly and peek your corners, which you have to do in this game because the enemies come from everywhere. All the maps in this game are urban, small towns, or cities. There's even an oil refinery map, and there can be enemies in windows, doorways, behind fences, walls. They can be everywhere, and it just helps add to the pure chaos of this. Now let's talk about the class system and your loadout. This is another thing this game did a great job of. There's 9 different classes. There's Commander, Observer, Rifleman, Breacher, Gunner, Demolitions, Advisor, and Marksman. You can have a limited number of each for your team. The Commander is special, where he actually can call in support like artillery or smoke or gas or rockets or helicopter runs or A-10 runs. All kinds of things he can call in, which is really cool. But there is one little thing with that. He has to have an observer with him, so he has a radio to call it in on, which is an interesting gameplay mechanic if you choose to use it. Now let's talk about your loadout. You get a primary weapon, a secondary weapon, 3 explosives, then you get to choose what type of carrier you want for how much ammo you carry on you, then you get to choose your body armor, and then you can have an accessory. In this game, your loadout is determined by points. Each class has a certain amount of points to spend. Each gun costs a certain amount of points, each attachment. There's all different scopes, foregrips, silencers, barrel attachments. There's all kinds of things you can put on all your guns, tons of different options to choose from. Decent amount of guns to choose from too, which would vary depending on which class you are actually. There's all the normal type of frag grenades. There's smoke, incendiary, explosive. There's another one I can't remember off the top of my head. But it's actually really cool the way the point system works, and it makes you have to decide what you want and what you don't want, and your strengths and your weaknesses, and it creates some variation in the classes. It's a really good idea. So that's the progression, and that's like how the maps themselves work. Now for the actual like gameplay, what I'm gonna call it is gameplay, because gameplay is gameplay, and I'm gonna say gameplay a whole lot, just because why the fuck not? Gameplay. Now in the gameplay category, I talked about the progression and how the maps are played. Now I'm gonna talk about like what it actually feels like. And this is where this game excels. It's just amazing. I really can't praise this game enough for this. Where when you are moving up a street and someone starts shooting at you, or a group of people start shooting at you, and the sound effects mix with the visuals of the particles and the tracer rounds, like an RPG flies over your head and hits the wall behind you and kills like your two squad mates and their legs are flying past your screen. It's pure chaos, and you will run and dive the nearest cover you can get, try and get a handle on the situation, see where all the fire is coming from, see what you can get and kill while people are flanking around back alleys. And it's just insane. And the game actually has pretty decent bullet penetration. Not the best I've ever seen, not super realistic either. You can shoot through a lot of walls and a lot of soft cover, a lot of things you would expect to be able to shoot through, which is really nice, and you can use that to your advantage. It's really nice to have a game that has good bullet penetration, so you can actually use some of your knowledge of that in real life to apply it to a game and actually be more effective, which is really, really nice. But my big thing with this game is just, I can't tell you guys enough how it feels to have that much stuff going on, and the sounds and the visuals they did. It just leads to these oh shit moments, which are memorable and great, and they make me keep coming back to this game over and over again. And the AI can come from the left, the right, behind. If you guys miss someone, he comes up behind you and shoots you, or shoots your squad mate, and you turn around and blast him. Or you see a guy sneaking through a doorway trying to get at your buddies, and you run up and blast him, saving your friend. It just makes you feel really good. Now for the difficulty of the AI. When I talk about chaos, I mean like chaos where rounds can come from everywhere and all your teammates could die in like 30 seconds flat. The AI doesn't laser beam you, which is great. They actually do miss, so you do get a chance to fight back and have good shootouts and combat. But they are very good with grenades and using them properly. If you like camp a window or a place and shoot some rounds out of it, they will throw a grenade up there to stop you. And that's how they should be used. And a lot of people complain about it, but it's honestly why those things exist in real life, and the AI are smart about using them. And it also makes you move in combat and not so stale. It's really well done, and I have to give them props for that, even though some people complain about it. I did forget to mention sound, and the sound in this game is amazing. The bullets, the guns, the impacts, the footsteps, the explosions, they all are very, very, very well done. When an explosion goes off, it fucking rocks your world, and you're like, oh shit. And that's what this game should do. It makes you scream oh shit at your monitor as giant explosions go off next to you, which just makes the game so much more enjoyable. And it's very well done. You can hear where the footsteps are coming from, and you can use that to your advantage when trying to defend a facility or a complex. I really can't praise it enough for the particle effects and the sound effects. I just keep saying that over and over again because I really am surprised at how good of a job they did at that. Now, it's not that super complicated of a game, so I covered the gameplay, the graphics, the visuals, the progression, sound, and the settings, and that's really all there is to it. So my final thoughts of Insurgency Sandstorm are, it's definitely worth getting. It is incredibly fun. It makes me swear at my screen and scream bloody murder sometimes, and just my brain racks at what the hell is going on, and I just crouch down in a corner trying to get my bearings. What the heck is going on, which not many games can pull off properly. And for only $30 on Steam, I can't say it enough. You guys should pick this up. It's definitely worth playing. And if you have friends, it has a co-op mode where you can just comp stomp if you're good enough to comp stomp, because they're not easy to comp stomp. But you and your friends will have tons of fun, and you'll have tons of stories and oh shit moments and things you can joke about and laugh about. And that's what games are about, and I think it's worth it. And every single penny, I've gotten my money's worth like tenfold. I hope this video helped you guys make a decision whether or not you want to pick it up and try and convince your friends to play with you. And I really do appreciate you all watching and the support. And if you want to see more gameplay footage before you play this, I have tons of videos over on my channel if you go stop over there and check it out. And thank you guys so much, and I will see you in the next video. Dig out!